Friday morning, well, afternoon, but for the sake of this morning, because I forgot to do an introduction to today's video this morning, I got in to work a bit late and then I had a meeting first thing, so I'm actually recording this halfway through the day. But yeah, we'll see what today brings. I know that already we're having trouble with the Pichon tanker and the JCB, currently out there trying to put that to rights. We've got some beet to wash, we're moving some digestate fibre. It's the weather's not great today, so it's a bit of a slower day in terms of lots of different stuff going on, but still the kind of core winter work going on. So yeah, I'll do a bit of recording, show you what we're up to, and yeah, that should be then the end of the week. I don't think we'll have a lot on this weekend. Weather's not great, there's not anything too pressing to be getting on with, so yeah, shouldn't be any Saturday work for the lads, so they'll be happy about that. And yeah, hope you enjoy the video. Thank you. Jamie's been in the workshop. He's doing a few general repairs and some maintenance work on the rolling trailer. He discovered yesterday there's a few bits and bobs needed to be done on it before it could go on the road, so he didn't take it out yesterday. Brought it in this morning, greased it up, changed the wheel, a few little bits and bobs welded on, changed some grease nipples. It's all good to go to get back on the road again. We are having JCB / Pichon tanker issues this morning. I think it's as simple a problem as a broken wire somewhere or a dodgy connection. The tanker was taking on a bit of a life of its own, so Ant and Tony are just replacing a wire, running a new one, and seeing whether that'll fix the job. Hopefully it will. I've had a couple people ask what tyres the JCB's on. So we're on 650 65R 34s on the front, 900s on the back, 900 50/42. So that answers that question for you, because I didn't know myself before reading them then. So Ant, the driver, he's just said to start with he lost all power in the cab, still had power back to his tanker, then the box did light up again in the cab. He stopped, and then the booms took on a bit of a life of their own and started booming out and coming back in again. So that's why they've decided it's electrical fault. They found the fault and they're just running a new cable back to the control box. We are moving some digestate fibre today. Just moving that to some fields that it will be spread in the spring. Just a little interesting one over here. Wood chipper. Taking care of a few bits of timber, chipping it up. Just running through some checks to make sure all the parts of the tanker are working as and when they should be. Not sure they're completely happy with it. So just here at one of the AD plants that we supply some feedstock to, where I just showed you that chipper working. They dry wood chip in a couple of dryers they've got on site, so that's what they're doing. Not actually anything to do with our operation, but just while we're in their wood chip shed sorting out the tanker issues, just thought I'd let you know what that chipper was doing and why it was there on site. They're still working on getting the wiring just right. For those of you that don't know, that piece you can see moving there is the loading arm. So that can be brought down from the cab and it will drop into a cone attached to a pipe into a slurry store, and then it'll automatically connect there, so you haven't got to get out the cab and fix any couplings or anything, and you can suck up from your cab without having to get out and get muddy and dirty. So it automates the whole system for filling up. So when it rains it pours. Blown an oil pipe as well now on the tanker. So we still got to resolve the first issue, but there is now another one to do after that as well. It's never simple. So far, Ant's managed to do a grand total of 0 loads today. Just how you want to end the week. So we've got a few trailers just moving some fibre at the moment before we wash some beet this afternoon to get the plant through the weekend. So Harry's out in his Joskin. The issues from yesterday seem to, on the whole, be fixed. So hopefully he won't be in there shoveling out the last few ton by hand like he was yesterday. Hopefully for him anyway. So Will and Tony have got the control box out of the cab and they're just testing everything to make sure each connection's working and doing what it's meant to be doing before they can then run the cable properly back into the cab, check it again from there. Hopefully it's not going to be too long a job. Just about to start washing some beet, so I'll come up and fill up the machine. Got the Bailey diesel Bowser, which was a new purchase last year after the old one had literally gone through millions of litres of fuel. We still have the old faithful Chieftain Bowser, but yeah, the Bailey holds more and obviously newer, more reliable Bowser. Better pump, longer hose. So we'll fill up the beet washer and then get it filled with water and start washing. So what we now discovered is the problem, Ant.
Well, the main wire is broken.
The main electric wire. How many hours have we been looking at it for now, and they've discovered that one? I started recording this about 10 seconds too late because, well, all 10 seconds perfectly on time depending on what you want to hear, but there was some pretty decent conversation going on between Dad and Ant there. Hopefully that does solve the issues we've been having though. Gotta laugh about these things sometimes.
At least you got a new leader. At least you got a new leader.
So Ant's jumped up and turned his tractor on. He is, out of the 5 of us here, he's hoping that this doesn't actually work. Otherwise, he's made to look a little bit foolish. I mean, doesn't look great anyway, but he's hoping that the issues continue and that it is actually something else. So in defence of Ant, as much as that main cable was broken and they'd spent a good few hours working around it, not realising, it didn't solve the problems. So the tanker's back in the yard to get the Joskin out instead to carry on with what Ant was doing. Yeah, we're going to have to explore further what that issue is, whether it is a tanker issue or potentially something to do with the tractor or something to do with the way they're talking to each other anyway. So yeah, not all on Ant, unfortunately for us, because it was a funny moment, but we'll see what the issue is next week. Just popped back to the plant just to check on beet washing, and it looks like the Joskin is back out of action after only being back on yesterday from its repairs, so we'll see what's wrong with that. I assume it's a continuation of the issues yesterday with the floor pushing out or not pushing far enough. We will see. Not a great sight though. It's one thing after another today. So they're well underway here. They've got a decent chunk already done. George's in the telehandler. Dad's up on top the washer, just keeping an eye on it, making sure it doesn't get blocked up. In this weather, that is a hideous job. It's so cold up there and wet. We've got Blake in his trailer. Harry's on the controls at the bottom. With the Joskin out of action, we've just got Will Hammond, Olive, coming with his tractor and trailer, so that we've got two here on rotation. It is absolutely bucketing down the rain. It's about 2 degrees. Hideous weather and not a great job for this weather, but that's the nature of beet washing in the winter. That's when it's harvested, that's when it needs to be washed, and unfortunately that's when it's coldest. It's days like today that remind me why I'm the office boy. It's not enjoyable at all. There's a lot of people that think they fancy a go at farming, but this isn't fun, and I'm not even the one out there getting muddy, but I am getting cold, so I'm probably going to call it a day. Thank you for watching, and see you next week. Hoping for a bit of better weather, so I'm not shivering when I'm holding the camera and wobbling everywhere. I do apologise for that. Cheers.